All right, welcome back, everybody. So today, Turn 10 did release the update that I was talking about last week. And so I just wanted to go through the items on the list here that it says that they have changed, and we'll go through here and kind of see if they actually changed anything that we care about, or if they just changed a bunch of stuff that nobody really cares about. So if you want to make sure you have this update, make sure that you have 1.494.4196.0. That is going to be for all, anywhere you're playing, Xbox XS, PC, or Steam. That's going to be the latest version, and you'll see that here on screen. So I did go through these things a little bit and check out what they said they've got done. Now, prior to looking at this list, I actually just randomly noticed when I logged on to the game 2 or 3 hours ago that it did do an update, which it hasn't done. So I knew that it had done an update, but I played for about 2 hours now to see if I noticed anything that had changed. And of course, now I'm looking at the actual list of things that they said they changed. And now I kind of understand why I personally didn't see a whole lot that I was looking for change. But let's kind of go over it. But before I do that, I want to talk about two things that they don't have on this list that actually do appear that they have fixed, whether on purpose or accidentally, I'm not really sure. But the first thing that they don't seem to have mentioned here is they fixed the problem that we were at least having on PC, where the dead zones in the advanced control panel were not saving. So that is good. I did test this a couple times. It does appear that when I get in and out of the game, that the dead zones are now saving to what I had picked previously, which is good because that was really annoying. And then the second thing here is, I think it's going to go along with the kind of the same fix, is that I was having an issue where the force feedback sliders were not changing. However, I definitely felt a difference in the force feedback when I'd get out of the game and get back in. What I had to do previously to fix it was move a slider and then move it back, save, kind of rinse and repeat thing. Was really irritating, and then it would be good to go. It does seem like I've loaded into the game quite a few times to test this. It does seem like that is fixed. So let's hope that that is true. It does. All signs lead to that it has been fixed. Couple things that they have not talked about here, and obviously have not fixed yet, that I was really wanting to be fixed. The main one that is really irritating is when you save an online replay, it says it's saving it, but when you go to your media to look at it, it is not working. It just loads into where all the cars are sitting on the starting line and nothing ever happens, and that's really irritating. They need to fix that ASAP. We need to be able to save those replays and be able to actually watch them back. Next thing is, while I do believe that I see a general improvement on stability as far as graphics go, it's still unacceptable levels of frame rate. There's just no excuse in the fact that I can barely get like 70 frames, and sometimes it drops as low as 50 frames per second at a 1080p scenario with medium settings on my system. Everything else, 1080p, maxed graphics, I'm getting 150 plus frames. That is including Forza Horizon 5. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but they need to get that fixed for sure. So now we'll just go over some things on the list here. You may or may not have read this. I will put the link in the description below if you'd like to read this through yourself. But again, here just at the beginning, it gives the version numbers, which I gave to you. So make sure you're on it should automatically update, but sometimes it does not. So just make sure you've got updates enabled and all that good stuff. All right, so let's talk about stability on all platforms. General stability improvements with fixes for various crash scenarios. Now, I personally didn't have any crashes. My stability issues are just really varying frame rates and some stuttering and things like that. Generally, I feel like that has gotten better, but we'll see over time. I didn't have crash scenarios where my PC would actually crash or the game would crash. So if you were having that, it sounds like they have fixed that, so that is good. Fixed a crash that could occur, and there's a lot of this stuff, so this may be a little bit of a long video. Just be forewarned about that. So fixed a crash that could occur in the Builder's Cup. Here, I'll highlight the stuff so you can see what I'm reading here. Again, fixed a crash that could occur in the Builder's Cup career mode after upgrading a car and entering open practice in the Fox Body Challenge race on Watkins Glen. Now, that hasn't happened to me yet because I have not gotten there, but if they fix that and you were having that issue, awesome. Fixed a crash. Oh, let me remember to highlight these here. Fixed a crash that could occur on the Grand Oaks Club circuit during a cinematic when entering open practice for the third race of the Builders Cup. Now, I don't know that necessarily at this point we need to be worrying about cinematics. That should be the very last thing that they're worrying about, unless by crash it means it's completely crashing you out of the game. And if it was doing that, then yes, that's good that they fixed it. But as far as cinematics and stuff, that needs to be, in my opinion, like last on the list of fixes. There's much more important things that need to be fixed. All right, next one down is fixed a crash that could occur when entering a free play race from the My Cars menu if there were too many cars with custom thumbnail images. I'm not too familiar with this. This hasn't happened to me. I haven't done that much free play, but I have done some. And so far on PC, I haven't had any crashes racing from free play, whether I'm loading in from the My Cars menu or not. And I'm not really sure, to be honest with you, about this custom thumbnail images thing, because I just really haven't done much with that. I didn't even honestly know that was a thing. Okay, and then fixed a crash that could occur upon loading into a free play race. Obviously, that's good. If you were having that issue, they have fixed that. Now, I would think somewhere in this stability section here, this is where they should say something about general frame rate performance and stability, and they don't say anything, which is why I think it may be all in my head that I think I'm getting better performance, even though the frame rate has not gone up as high as what I think it should, but they definitely don't mention it. So let's go to progression. This is going to be a big one for people, and unfortunately, I think you're still going to be sad about the fixes they've done here. So adjusted car part unlock levels to increase player upgrade options at lower car levels. Most cars should now be unlocked within a single Builders Cup. Okay, this is not what people were asking for. And one thing is, you can't just say that you've increased the upgrades. You need to say, like, what is the percentage? Is it 20% faster? Is it 50% faster? Now, give us some information that we can actually use. Now, personally, I went and did a couple career things. I don't notice much difference at all. It still seems painfully slow. So I'm going to say most people are not going to be happy about this. They really need to at least let us know how much so we know it's a legit change, or just get rid of it, because I think that's what most people want. Unfortunately, for people hoping for that, that hasn't happened yet. Keep yelling to the heavens. Maybe they will change that eventually. All right, improvements to ensure car affinity manufacturer reward discounts are unlocked when intended. Once a player reaches a car level 50 in a car from the respective brand. Now, I don't know about this car infinity stuff. Frankly, I don't pay much attention to it. I'm not sure what you get when you get a car affinity. I could care less. That, to me, is probably something that needs to stick to Forza Horizon games, and we don't necessarily need it as far as the Forza Motorsports franchise goes. But apparently, they've made some improvements to it, so if that's something you were wanting, great. All right, progression. I'm on PC, but here's some progression fixes for the Xbox Series X and S. Now, I have heard there were some issues with this, so this is good that they fixed this. So fix an issue that would cause players to lose gameplay progress if they continued to play Forza Motorsports after a new game update has been released. So that is good if people were having that issue. The one thing is the way they're stating this, so after a new game update has been released, that leads me to believe that there must have been many more updates that happened since release on the Xbox versions. For me on PC, and I think most people, we've only had one update, and it was the one that came out today. So this is kind of a weird thing here. Apparently, I mean, I guess if Xbox has had more updates, that's great, and that's what was causing the problem. Now, I haven't heard anybody say that the reason why they've lost gameplay progress had anything to do with a new update. It was just a general issue. Either way, hopefully that's been fixed. It sounds like they have. All right, graphics. Here's another section here where this should, under graphics, it should not be specific to Xbox Series X. It should be graphics across the board, because there's fixes that need to happen across the board. And this is another section where they could have taken advantage and fixed the stability issues that we're having. But anyways, what they've got for us here, again, this is for Xbox only. Fix an issue when entering and exiting the video menu in-game resulted in black levels being substantially raised, creating a washed out look. If you were having that issue, it's been fixed. Awesome. Again, a lot of these things are things that I think probably should have been, these should be the last things on the list. There are much more important things that need to be fixed, in my opinion. All right, multiplayer. I'm going to make a video about multiplayer in general here shortly because I'm having very mixed experiences on it, but that's for another video, so keep your eye out on that. So, multiplayer, all platforms. Fixed an exploit in featured multiplayer where specific scenarios a player could post impossible lap times onto the qualifying leaderboard by entering qualifying directly from a practice session. That is a problem. I didn't personally run across that. I didn't know you could do it. But if there is an exploit, people will generally figure it out. So hopefully they will continue fixing these dumb exploits that people will kind of break the game with. And it sounds like they fixed this one. Next on the list is resolved an issue where at times incorrect safety rating and driver skills rating were used for matchmaking. Now, this is good. I'm having, again, very mixed experiences with the online stuff. It seemed like initially when I was in the initial cups to kind of get you used to how the online thing works, I had pretty good experience. But once I got out of that and have been in the general hopper lobbies, it's been not great. So I don't know if that is because I haven't really noticed any situations where I haven't been able to compete, but definitely what I have noticed is there are a lot of people still crashing, and it doesn't seem like they're getting penalized because I keep continually seeing them in the next room with me again, even though they're crashing people. So maybe this is fixing that. Again, I had these issues after I did the update, so I don't know. There's still some work to be done there. And again, this is a long one, guys. Just a lot of information here. Fixed an issue where control of the car wouldn't be handed back to the player upon exiting the pits in featured multiplayer and beginning a solo race in free play. That's a problem. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. Apparently people were having issues with that. I did not personally, but I'm glad they've got it fixed. And the last one here is fixed an issue that prevented players from downloading and saving another player's livery while in a private multiplayer pre-race. Who gives a crap about this? Why are your resources and time being sent to stuff like this? This should be way down on the list. If you were having a problem with this and you're mad about it, good, they fixed it. But this is not something that should be addressed right now. There are much more larger issues that need to be addressed. Again, guys, livery editors, I'm not even going to read this. You have the link to this. You can read. I'm not going to waste time. I don't care about liveries. Again, this is stuff that does not need to be addressed right now. There are much more important things, so I'm going to skip right over that. If that's something you were having a problem with and they fixed it, great. All right, tracks are important, so let's take a look at tracks here. So, updated trackside flag textures on Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Unless that was causing some stability issues, I'm not so sure that was important, but if you had a problem with it, it's fixed. All right, here's another one. Now this one is definitely one that needed to be fixed. I didn't personally have this issue, but yeah, this would make me furious if it did happen. So, fixed an issue on Le Mans track layouts where a specific curb would stop LMP cars as if they were colliding with an invisible wall. That is really irritating, and that definitely needed to be fixed. So glad somebody found it, glad they fixed it. All right, physics here. Now, I think there's a lot of stuff that could have been fixed under physics, yet this is the only thing that they did. And again, was anybody really asking for this to be fixed? Improved wet tire rates in conditions where track wetness levels are moderate. Wet tires will still wear quickly in dry or semi-dry conditions. Again, I hate to just keep beating a dead horse here, but this is probably not the physics stuff that we need to fix right now. There are more important stuff. All right, tuning setups. Fixed an issue that prevented players from downloading another player's custom tuning setup while browsing a leaderboard. Now, if that is something that you like, it's good that they fixed it, but let me know in the comments below. I didn't even realize that was a thing. So can you take anyone's tuning setup just by looking at the leaderboards, or do they have to offer that tune? I think personally, and look, I'm not a person who knows how to build really exceptionally fast tunes, but whether I am or not, I don't think that all tunes should be available readily just by going to a leaderboard. I think if you worked hard on a tune and you want to keep it private, you should be able to. So let me know in the comments if that's how it works, or if you can just take anybody's tune, because that's kind of crazy. But if you were having issues that preventing you from downloading another player's custom tune, they have fixed it. All right, accessibility here. Fix an issue where custom keybinds for a controller or keyboard would not be saved between game sessions. That's a problem. Good thing that's fixed. That's kind of important. Accessibility Steam only. I don't know how many people are actually getting this game from Steam. I think most people would probably use the Microsoft Store or you're on Xbox. But if you are using Steam, they fixed an issue where the speech-to-text window did not appear when speech-to-text or text-to-speech would be enabled. Great. Do we need it? I don't know that it's that important. Next is fix, again, speech-to-text. Guys, what in the world? Fix an issue where speech-to-text or text-to-speech window would persist on screen for an indefinite duration until the game was relaunched. Who cares about this? This is not important, but they fixed it. All right, replays. Now, earlier I mentioned that they have not fixed the part of the replays which I think they should have fixed, but apparently they've improved the visuals of the replay camera shown on the last segment of VIR. That's great. But what we need is for the replays in general to work correctly, and we need to be able to save them even online. This should be way down the list. They should be fixing stuff like that right now. Okay. I don't think I'm going to read through all of the stuff they've changed on cars just because you guys can look through this, but it looks like they have fixed some issues. Okay, no, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this very first one. Fixed an issue with the 1956 Jaguar D-Type where cockpit view would appear too low and clip through the driver's collar. Okay, there is an easy fix for all of this. Give us access to seat position like every other racing game gives us now. It's great that they've, since Forza Horizon 5, they've given us some, not a lot, but some adjustability on the where your seat is based on using field of view, but that is not the correct way to do it. They need to give us actual seat position adjustments and let us fix it, and then they won't have to worry about the cockpit being too low in this one specific thing. Okay, anyways, not going to rant about that, but they need to give us seat positions. Fix an issue where, I'll just read through a couple more of these. Fix an issue with Alfa Romeo Giulietta, Verde, if you can, I don't know if that's how you say it, whatever. Where the front of the car disappeared after selecting a front bumper visual upgrade. That's a problem. Things like that, yeah, you need to fix. But the thing here is, guys, a lot of this stuff, I'm sure, took a lot of resource to fix. And I just do not know if... Fix an issue, fix an exploit requirement. Yeah, here's another one. Like, okay, that's great that you're fixing this stuff, but can we put our resources on stuff that the community is actually asking for? There's a lot of fixes here, and I'd say only 10% of them are things that we actually needed. So could we have taken that other 90% instead of fixing all this other crap that nobody that I'm aware of really is having an issue with and actually fix the problems that we're really having with the game? Unfortunately, that's kind of been the thing with Turn 10. They do eventually fix things, but what they believe to be important and what we believe to be important many times are not the same thing. So anyways, that's what we got here. Again, guys, I'll put the link down in the description below. Let me know what you think. Did they fix some stuff that you were looking for, or did they not fix anything you were looking for? Let us know in the comments below, and that's it for this one. So I will talk to you guys in the next video. We'll see you later.